Okay, let me get straight into this lesson. This is like my second time doing this lesson. Right, so I'm gonna show you something. The beloved brother, Kazak, actually had did a lesson, and he went into this book right here. This actually is a school book. You know, like we went to this demonic school system. This is actually a book from their system that was published in 2005. Right, so I'm gonna go into this book because it's something that's cold blooded in this book. It says Prentice Hall, History of Our World, the Early Ages. Right, that's the name of this book if you brothers and your sisters want to go pick this book up. Right, so he went into this book and it was heavy when he found. I'm gonna go here real quick so you can understand what you're looking at. They got Christ, but his true name is Yahushua Mashiach. Yahushua Hamashiach. It says teaching the apostles in 300 AD, fresco. So check this out. These are all so-called black men because that's how the true Messiah was a so-called black man, and the Israelites, his disciples, were so-called black men. Check this out. I'm gonna go to a clear picture so you can see. So I'm gonna go into this book on page, I think it's, matter of fact, let me see, just in case brothers might want to get this book. I think it's page 249. Let me make sure. Let me double check. Okay, this book got a lot of meat in it too, right? So I think it's 249. Slovakia. Yeah. So it's actually page 260 in this book, right? 260. So I got this book from bookstore online. So you know Amazon got it, etc. So I'm gonna show you something real quick out of this book. These devils are calling the snare. So this would be a so-called black man. The man in the middle, it'd be posing as the Messiah. And then you see he's a so-called black man, right? Look at that. Right? The only thing there's two things I don't really like about this picture. That he has Roman garbs on and he don't have a beard. But the point is made, right? This wasn't a so-called white man, right? And this out of one of the history books of Esau. So I'm gonna go to this book so you can see I'm not making anything up. I actually did some history on this company. It says Prentice Hall at the very top. History of Our World, the Early Ages. And this book came out in 2005. That's the date it was published. So let's go to this company so I can show you something, right? So I was blown away when he went into this book. All right, let me let this load up. 1 second. Slovakia. Okay, so I'm gonna go into this company, Prentice Hall. It says publishing company at the very top. Prentice Hall was a major American educational publisher. You hear this? It published print and digital content for 6 through 12. It says 6 through 12, Slovakia. It says in higher education market. It was an independent company throughout the bulk of the 20th century. It says in its last few years, it was owned by, then absorbed into Savannah's Learning Company, founded in October 1913. So there's a lot of our books, our pseudo education came from this company, right? So let's go back into this book. I'm gonna prove that this is a textbook, right? So if you go right here, I took a picture of, you brothers and you sisters remember this, you put your name in it, blah, 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 right? And let's go here. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, right here. You see these are so-called black men, and it was common knowledge that the Israelites, that they were labeled, they use this new speech, they call them Christians and they call them Jewish, so they can cause a confusion. But the original Christians, and we never did call ourselves Christians, were the Israelites. But they don't want to say Israelites, so they'll say Christians or Jewish in they literature. So I'm gonna read this, so you won't think I'm making up the same image. Right here, it says Yahushua and his disciples. They got Jesus, but you know the true name. It says this scene is painted on the wall of a Roman catacomb, an underground passageway. It says many early Christians, which again, that's what I'm talking about. This word Christian is new speech. It's supposed to be many early Israelites, right? And the people of their faiths buried their dead in catacombs. Check this out. Let's go to another one. Okay, this is a good one. But you can see he's clearly a so-called black man, right? So let's go back here. Let me hit this precept real quick and I'm going to get into some more information. It's the book of Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. So it's going to be made clear and obvious to you, right? You know what I'm saying? The truth. This for the elect of the nation Israel. And while Jake out there monkeying around and, getting into all kind of sorts of folly, this great truth is coming out, waking up the elect. It says neither anything hid. So they hid the true Messiah under what you would call so-called white supremacy, like stuff like this, the images. And a lot of these images were manufactured around this, 14th through 16th century. And you see in this picture, I've went into this picture several times. It is two women in this picture, right? It's one woman to his left, and it's a woman right there. And none of the disciples would not have had long hair. And this is Cesare Borgia that's posing as the Messiah, right? And he has long hair, so this not our Messiah if you know anything about our culture, right? So let's go here. One second. All right, so this was most of our people having they mind, they mental, their subconscious mind is these being in a Messiah, right? And this is modern day witchcraft on your mind. It says at the very top, what is the color of your God supreme being in your subconscious mind? Subconscious, right? That's in the inner part of you, right? So this is what most of our people have in their mental, their imagination, the visual. This visual comes up in their mind, right? And let's get all into it. Let's get more. So what happens too is our people, when we bring this truth to them, it's like they got the deer in the headlight syndrome. They don't know what to do. They just stuck on stupid, right? So let's go to this figure of speech. It says Salakia. It says deer caught in the headlights. It says when people are in a state of extreme surprise, fear, or confusion, that's you Israelites. So when we bring this truth to you, you have that expression on your face, like that shock, that surprise. And then you very confused because you usually go into some madness that you think you know, or you've been taught somewhere, right? Deer in the headlights, they just stuck on the stupid, right? When we tell them this, like when we tell them this not our Messiah, they so indoctrinated and brainwashed, their mind can't really fathom it. When we say the Messiah, like listen to what I'm saying. I don't know how slow we got to talk. This is not our Messiah because our Messiah did not have long hair. After Paul condemned this, Paul said, let's go to the scripture. And what did Paul learn this doctrine from? Yahushua, 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. It says, do not, at the very top, do not nature itself teach you if a man wears long hair, it's a disgrace for him? So going back here, this go to show you that this is a fake, a fraud, a fraudulent. This was created by Leonardo da Vinci. Let me prove that to you. So let's go back and keep it simple. It says the Last Supper right here at the very top is a mural painting by the Italian high Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci, dated 1495 to 1498. Do you hear this? Right? So who was Leonardo da Vinci? A devil, so-called white man. That's when they was doing a high whitewashing, distorting history and lying about everything. They would use artists in this era to deceive the world, right? To push so-called white supremacy, right? So most of you, Jake's been institutionalized mentally, right? So one of the elders was doing a lesson. He went into this definition, and you've been institutionalized on the way you live your life like this, and you think this the right way. That's why you do all their customs, their celebrations. Like literally, Jake patterned his life after the so-called white man. It says institutionalized at the very top. It says if someone becomes institutionalized, they gradually become less able to think and act, right? It's right here. It says to send someone, especially someone who is not able to live independently. So when we tell you this truth is going to set you free, liberate you, that we got a kingdom coming, Jake don't want that. Jake just want to go work on a 9 to 5 and trick off on the weekend, right? He don't want to be free, independent, sovereign. That's too much for a ninja to comprehend. um, it says right here. Let me see, because it was a real good one. Check this out at the top. It says institutionalized that has become established as a part of a normal of the normal systems, practices, etc., organization, society, or culture. So you've been institutionalized under the so-called white man system. This is all literally all you know, right? So our people are fully conformed and compliant in the system, and they love it here because when we tell them about a kingdom to come, when we tell them that the Messiah was a so-called black man, we trying to liberate their mind. They don't want no parts of it. They still love this so-called white Jesus, right? So this book cuts that, you know what I'm saying, goes into your Esau own book, cut him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the only thing I don't really like about this is he got Roman attire on and he don't have a beard on his face. Messiah had a beard, right? But you get the point. You get what I'm trying to say here. So I think I'm gonna call a lesson. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Rachak Kodash. Shalom. Shalom.